Hey guys, welcome to MAP. If this is your first time, you're going to have a blast. I wish I could be there with you guys. Kathy had invited me to create a quick little video just to give y'all a little insight into what y'all are going to be studying over the next week or so. My name is Jolibois. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I'm a former Mapster. I was the media director 1 year, mail intern 1 year. I taught a course on Christianity and social media. Needless to say, I love MAP. I've been going since 2005, I think, so it's been quite a big part of my life. But let me just give y'all a quick introduction. I recently wrote a book called Arrows, which began as kind of a small solo project for me. It ended up growing into this online educational platform called the Archers Guild. My dream is to continue expanding this resource in order to help you guys and people like you to understand and embrace what I call a missional lifestyle. So the concepts that I've discussed will be less of a step-by-step process, and it'll be much more of a launch pad from which you guys can take it and run with it, getting really creative with how you live your life to find the crossroads between your ministry that God's called you to, your passions that God's instilled within you, and your vocation that basically allows you to survive in our world. So I would encourage all of you to take 3 minutes, if you have it, and head over to thearchersguild.com. Sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to be putting a lot more emphasis on it in the coming months now that the book is complete. And it'll basically just be a weekly digest of posts that are designed to inspire and encourage you guys in y'all's journey to design your own missional lifestyle. Okay, so now back to the beginning. I wrote Arrows, which was inspired by a wonderful woman who opened her home up to me and a few other gents on this MAP trip to Little Rock, Arkansas a few years ago. But she didn't just open up her home to us, she opened up her life to us, and she began telling us all of these incredible stories about her childhood, growing up, even getting married like 12 days or something after meeting her husband. I mean, crazy life story, but really, really cool. And a lot of her stories had to do with her children. And she had so much fire and passion for Christ that led her to pour out herself into these children in an effort to instill a missional mindset in them while they were still young. Now, I realized something listening to her speak so passionately about her kids, that her children were her ministry. Now, as you may expect, these kids went on to do some pretty great things and impact many people for Christ. Thus, indirectly, so did she. This generational momentum that she had, and you'll probably have the opportunity to hear Brother Sonny speak about at some point, is a powerful mathematical medium for spreading the gospel. So what it does is exponentially leverage the number of people that we each impact, both directly and indirectly, through raising godly children. Okay? So let's put this into simple terms. The average human impacts around 10,000 people in their lifetime. Let's say you raise 4 kids. Not a large number by any means, considering most people used to have gajillion kids back in the day, right? And each of these kids impact 10,000 people. Then they each have 4 kids, giving you 16 beautiful grandkids who will also go on to impact 10,000 people in their lifetime. Okay, so let's say that all boils down to 210,000 people impacted by you, your kids, and your grandkids. Now, assuming that you raise them right, and they have a positive impact for Christ on these 210,000 people, that is huge, and far more than most missionaries have overseas. Okay? This is crazy how many people you can impact for Christ. Now, the second concept is a little simpler. You and your spouse have 4 kids, alright? We're going back to that example. You raise them to be Christians. Now, y'all die, and y'all leave 4 Christians, for your kids, in the place of you 2. So if every Christian couple did this, in a matter of 1 generation, the Christian population has already doubled. The third concept is even simpler. Martin Luther once had an encounter with a young Christian who asked him something along the lines of, "Now that I'm a Christian, should I do something more spiritual with my life?" He promptly replied, "Make a good shoe and sell it for a fair price." The young man was a cobbler. This is what he knew, this is what he loved, and this is what Martin Luther said you need to do with your life. The idea is this: God has blessed you with gifts and talents that He wants you to use to His glory. Thus, as Christians, we're blessed with varying talents can saturate a culture, we can embed ourselves in society, and it's raining, so I'm going to walk and talk as we do this. We can embed ourselves into society and live out the love of Christ in our daily lives. So you've got fishermen, tax collectors, tent makers, physicians. All of these disciples had day jobs as well. They simply found ways to live lives and preach the gospel from rooftops at the same time. That's huge. Don't be discouraged that you aren't the one called overseas to be a vocational missionary. Embrace the calling that you have and do it with excellence so that Christ may be glorified in it. That's what he wants. Live a missional lifestyle. So I hope y'all have an awesome week. I hope y'all learn a lot. I don't know how much my book is going to be used in these studies or the story arc worksheet. I think y'all are going to be going through that. It'll really help y'all kind of get a little bit of clarity and focus and direction. So I hope that goes well. I really wish I could be with you guys. If y'all want to follow me in my trips, the reason I can't be with you is I'll be in Europe. So if y'all want to follow me on Twitter at Jolibois, and don't forget to go sign up to the newsletter on my blog, my website, thearchersguild.com. So we've got some good content that's about to ship out. Y'all don't want to miss it. All right, love you guys. Have a great time.